What I want to look at right now is water. What type of water should we be drinking, and when should we be drinking it, and why should we be drinking water? A man said to me, "Everyone tells me to drink water, you told me why." What if every sip of water you took was accidentally making you weaker? I want you to think about that for a second. We've all spent our lives being told that water is the ultimate cure-all. Feeling tired? Drink water. Got a headache? Drink water. Muscle cramps? You must need more water. But what if that classic advice is missing a crucial piece for those of us over 60? The truth is, our bodies change. The way we process hydration changes. That plain glass of water you're faithfully drinking can actually dilute your body's essential minerals and electrolytes, the very things your muscles need to stay strong and stable. This isn't about just feeling thirsty. This is about why you might feel a little more unsteady on your feet than you used to. It's about those frustrating muscle cramps that wake you up at night. It's about that general feeling of weakness that makes everyday tasks harder. But here is the fantastic news. It's not inevitable, and it's not your fault. The solution isn't to drink less water, it's to drink smarter water. By adding 2 simple, natural ingredients to your glass, you can transform your hydration, support your muscle health, and protect your strength and independence. Stay with me, and I'll show you exactly. Before we start, drop in the comments from where you are watching this video and what health topic you'd like to see in the next video. As a special thank you for joining us today, we're giving away 100 free copies of my best-selling book to subscribers. So, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment about why you want to win my best-selling book. The critical link, hydration, muscle health after 60. So the number 1 vital element needed for life is oxygen, and that's not a surprise, is it? The second most vital element needed for life is water. You can go 3 minutes without oxygen. You can go a couple of weeks without water. I always thought it was 3 days without water until I read a book called The Long Walk about some people who were escaping the Siberian work camp, and they were in the desert and they went nearly 2 weeks without water. Now, to understand the solution, we first need to understand what's happening inside our bodies. This is the critical link so many doctors miss. It's not just about water, it's about what that water does once you drink it. You see, our muscles aren't just made of protein, they're made of water. In fact, muscle tissue is about 80% water. Think of a firm, ripe grape. That's a well-hydrated muscle cell, plump, strong, and responsive. Now, think of a raisin. Shriveled, weak, and brittle. That's a dehydrated muscle. When your muscles become like raisins, they can't contract properly. They get weak, they cramp up. And that has a direct, immediate impact on your strength and your balance. But here's the key problem. After the age of 60, our bodies simply don't handle a plain glass of water the way they used to. 2 big things change. First, our ability to absorb water slows down. When you drink, water enters your digestive system. To get into your bloodstream and out to your muscles, it needs to pass through special gates in your intestinal wall. As we get older, those gates don't open as easily for plain water. So, a lot of that water you're drinking, it just passes right through you without ever truly hydrating your cells. You might be drinking plenty, but your muscles are still thirsty. The second problem is that we can't hold on to water as well. Our kidneys, which are responsible for keeping our fluid levels balanced, become less efficient. They let precious water escape as urine much more easily. This is why you might find yourself making more trips to the bathroom, especially after drinking a big glass of water. You're not absorbing it all, and what you do absorb, you can't retain. This creates a dangerous cycle. You drink plain water to do the right thing, but you're not fully hydrating your muscle cells, and you're actually flushing out essential water-loving minerals called electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium. These electrolytes are not just fancy sports terms. They are the very electrical sparks that make your muscles contract and your nerves communicate. They are the guardians of your stability. When you lose these electrolytes, your muscles lose their strength and their coordination. This is the hidden domino effect. It leads to that feeling of weakness when you try to get out of your favourite chair. It causes those painful Charlie horses that jolt you awake from a dead sleep. And most dangerously, it directly contributes to feeling unsteady, lightheaded or off balance when you stand up. This isn't just getting older. This is your body pleading for proper hydration. But don't worry, because the fix is simpler than you think. Upgrading your water, the how-to. Water. Yes, 8 glasses of water a day must be taken. But does it matter what type of water? Yes, it certainly does. Yes, it is one thing to drink adequate water, but it is another point to make sure that it is the best quality water. Unfortunately today, in many countries, fluoride and chlorine are put in water. So ideally, a water filter. And there are several water filters that you can get. So if plain water is part of the problem, what's the solution? Do we just stop drinking? Of course not. The answer is to upgrade your water, to turn it from something that just passes through you into a powerful, hydrating, muscle-supporting elixir. And it's far simpler than you might imagine. We do this by adding back the very things plain water washes away, electrolytes. Think of electrolytes as the conductors of a grand orchestra. Without them, the musicians, your muscles and nerves can't play in harmony. They are essential minerals like sodium, potassium and magnesium that hold on to water and direct it exactly where it needs to go, inside your cells. I'm going to give you 2 ways to do this. One is a simple, inexpensive kitchen remedy. The other is a modern, super convenient option. Let's start with the kitchen fix. This is something you can literally start doing 5 minutes from now. All you need is a lemon and a good quality mineral salt, like Celtic sea salt or Himalayan pink salt. Now, I know the word salt can be scary. We've been told to avoid it. But please, hear me out. We are not talking about pouring in table salt. We are talking about a tiny, tiny pinch of mineral-rich salt. This isn't about making the water taste salty. It's about giving your body a trace mineral spark. Here's your simple recipe. Take a large glass of water, about 16 ounces. Squeeze in the juice of half a fresh lemon. The lemon does 2 things. It adds a little potassium and it makes the water taste refreshing, so you're more likely to drink it. Then take a pinch of your mineral salt. I'm talking literally 2 or 3 crystals, or about 1/16 of a teaspoon. Stir it up and drink. That tiny amount of mineral salt provides the sodium needed to unlock those absorption gates in your intestine we talked about earlier, finally allowing the water to flood into your system properly. It's a night and day difference. Now, for the even easier no fuss option, an electrolyte powder. This is my personal favourite for consistency. You simply take a scoop of a high quality, low sugar electrolyte powder, dump it in your water bottle, give it a shake and you're done. You're getting a perfectly measured dose of sodium, potassium and magnesium designed for optimal absorption. Look for brands like LMNT or Ultima that are low in sugar and free from artificial junk. The science is clear. Studies show that adding electrolytes to water can improve muscle hydration in older adults by up to 30% compared to water alone. 30%! That's a massive upgrade for your muscles from just changing what's in your glass. Whether you choose the lemon and salt method or the electrolyte powder, you are taking a monumental step. You are moving from passively drinking water to actively hydrating your body. You are giving your muscles the fluid and the minerals they need to stay strong, responsive and cramp-free. You are not just quenching your thirst, you are fueling your mobility. Natural supplements for muscle support, recovery. What is the best solution to combat water retention? There were a couple of questions on this. Swelling of the legs. Believe it or not, the swelling in the legs means that your kidneys are what balance the sodium and the water levels in your body. So it's an indication that the kidneys aren't very happy. So what you can do is you can increase your water intake and salt intake. One lady said, more water, but look, I've got too much now. Now when the legs swell, do you know what that means? The water's not getting inside the cell, it's on the outside of the cell. And our cell has a bilayered membrane around it. And water cannot get in unless magnesium is there. Magnesium will pull the water inside the cell. And that's why a crystal of whole salt on your tongue before... Now, upgrading your water is the absolute foundation. It's the most important change you can make. But if you really want to go the extra mile to not just prevent weakness, but to actively rebuild strength and support your body's natural recovery processes, then there are two powerful natural supplements I want to tell you about. These aren't magic pills, they're well-researched tools that give your body the specific building blocks it needs to maintain muscle as we age. First, let's talk about freeze-dried coconut water powder. Now you might be thinking, I know coconut water, it's full of electrolytes, and you'd be right. But drinking enough liquid coconut water to get a real therapeutic dose of minerals can mean drinking a lot of liquid and often a lot of sugar. That's where the powder form is a game changer. Freeze-dried coconut water powder is simply the pure essence of coconut water. With the water removed, what's left is a concentrated powder absolutely packed with the exact electrolytes we're trying to get: potassium, magnesium, sodium and calcium. One small scoop in your water or smoothie gives you a massive boost of these hydrating minerals in a much more convenient and low sugar form. It's a fantastic, entirely natural way to supercharge your electrolyte intake. It's like giving your muscles a direct line to the minerals they're craving to stay hydrated and function properly, helping to combat that age-related muscle loss we call sarcopenia. Now, for the second supplement, I need you to open your mind. When I say the word creatine, what comes to mind? If you pictured a young bodybuilder lifting enormous weights, you're not alone. But I am here to bust that myth wide open. Creatine is not just for athletes. In fact, it might be one of the most important supplements we can consider for aging well. The science for seniors is incredibly exciting and overwhelmingly positive. Here's what creatine really is. It's a natural compound found in muscle cells that helps your muscles produce energy during heavy lifting or high intensity exercise. But as we age, our natural creatine stores decline. This contributes to that loss of strength and explosive power, the kind you need to get up out of a chair quickly, to catch yourself from a stumble, or to climb a flight of stairs. Replenishing that store with a simple supplement does two incredible things for us. First, and this is key, creatine promotes cellular hydration. It literally pulls water inside your muscle cells, plumping them up and creating an optimal environment for repair and growth. A well-hydrated muscle cell is a strong muscle cell. Second, study after study has shown that a small daily dose of creatine monohydrate, just 2 to 5 grams, improves lower body strength, walking speed, and balance in older adults. It helps you rebuild the foundational strength that supports everything you do every single day. I want to be very clear. We are not talking about the massive loading phase doses that bodybuilders use. We are talking about a tiny amount, just 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon, stirred into your upgraded electrolyte drink, a morning coffee, or a bowl of oatmeal. It's tasteless, it mixes easily, and it's one of the most researched supplements in the world with a proven safety record. It's not about getting bulky, it's about holding on to the strength that keeps you independent. It's about making sure your muscles have the raw material they need to answer when you call on them. Together, these two supplements work in beautiful harmony with your upgraded water. The electrolytes ensure the water you drink is absorbed and put to use. The coconut powder provides a natural, mineral-rich boost. And the creatine ensures that once that hydrating, mineral-rich fluid gets into your system, it's pulled deep into your muscle cells where it can do the most good. This isn't complicated biochemistry, it's simply giving your body the right tools to do the job it's always wanted to do, keep you strong, stable and active.
the ultimate recovery protocol, hydrating before bed,
that water is lost is the stomach. Because lining our stomach, we have a thick mucosa lining, and in that thick mucosa lining is sodium bicarbonate. And that sodium bicarbonate is in the stomach lining, so that if any stomach acid tries to go through, it's immediately negated or neutralized, so that the hydrochloric acid doesn't eat out our stomach. But one of the first places that water is taken from in dehydration is the lining of the stomach. And so when someone is dehydrated, they can have a very thin stomach lining. And when there's a very thin stomach lining, there's no sodium bicarbonate in there. And so the stomach acid can easily start to eat its way through.
We've covered what to drink and what to add to it. But when you drink is just as important as what you drink. If you really want to maximize your results, to turn your body into a muscle repairing machine, then you need to think about your nighttime routine. Think about it. When do you go for the longest stretch without a single sip of water? When you're asleep. For 7, 8, maybe 9 hours, your body's still working hard, repairing cells, consolidating memories, and crucially, rebuilding muscle tissue. It's doing all this maintenance work with no incoming fluids. It's like trying to renovate a house after all the hardware stores have closed for the night. This is why hydrating before bed is your ultimate secret weapon. You are essentially stocking the workshop for your body's night shift crew. You're giving them all the hydration and raw materials they need to do their best work while you rest. So let's talk about your new nightly ritual. This isn't about chugging a giant glass of water right before you lie down that will just guarantee a trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m. Instead, about 30 to 60 minutes before you go to sleep, I want you to prepare what I call your recovery nightcap. Here's your simple recipe. Take an 8 to 12 ounce glass of water and add one of the following. Option A, a scoop of your electrolyte powder or coconut water powder. This ensures your body has a full reservoir of minerals to maintain fluid balance and nerve function throughout the night, preventing you from waking up dehydrated. Option B, this is the superstar. Take that same glass with electrolytes and add your small 2 to 5 gram dose of creatine. Why at night? Because this creates the perfect environment for muscle recovery. The electrolytes ensure optimal hydration, while the creatine is pulled into your muscle cells overnight, promoting cellular hydration and providing the fuel for protein synthesis, the process of repairing and rebuilding muscle fibers. By doing this, you are strategically combating the nighttime dehydration that can lead to morning stiffness, leg cramps, and that groggy, dried out feeling when you wake up. You are giving your body a long, slow, steady supply of exactly what it needs to repair the wear and tear of the day. You've spent the day using your muscles. The night is when you get to rebuild them. This one simple habit, sipping your recovery nightcap, ensures you wake up feeling stronger, more refreshed, and better hydrated than you thought possible. It's the final, master level step to taking complete control of your muscle health. Recap, actionable steps. Let's bring this all together. This might feel like a lot of new information, but it all boils down to a few simple, powerful changes.
People not drinking enough water, but they are also causing dehydration because of the drinks that they are having. Again, we need to drink little by little by little. Much depends on your activity through the day. If you're working out in the garden and perspiring a lot, if you're having steam baths a lot, then definitely you need to drink more water. One of the signs that you're drinking adequate water is that your urine is clear. So when your urine is clear, that's a fairly good sign that you're drinking enough water. So you just got to find out how to get it in. And many people in aged care facilities, elderly people, they do not drink enough water. And it certainly is a contributing factor to the mental illness and the deterioration in brains we're seeing. In Australia, there are 1,700 cases of Alzheimer's being diagnosed every week. Now, that's a bit scary. Did you know that God never meant our brain to deteriorate? And tomorrow we're going to go to the brain, and tomorrow I'm going to show you how you can get brighter and smarter and wiser with age. Brains should not be deteriorating. Have you read of Alzheimer's or dementia in the Bible? I certainly haven't. And before the flood, you know, people were living till they were 700 and 800 years old. We're getting people today who are showing signs of dementia and Alzheimer's in their 40s and in their 50s, and this should not be. And it's often not just one point, often it's several points, but one is certainly dehydration. So I'll give you a story to illustrate. We had a lady came and did our program a few years ago now, it's probably about 6 years ago now. She was 45 and she brought her mother who had dementia. So we always say if someone has Alzheimer's or dementia, they will need to have a carer with them. Because we're not a hospital, we just teach you how to give your body the conditions for healing. When the mother first arrived, so the mother was probably early 70s, I went into the bedroom and she was just standing there looking out the window. And she looked at me, she didn't seem to even know who I was or acknowledge me. So I talked to the mother, and, well, I couldn't say much to the mother, but I talked to the daughter, and I found out she hadn't drunk any water for 2 days. And because she had dementia, her daughter would ask her and she'd say, oh yes, I've drunk lots of water, but she actually wasn't drinking any. And she hadn't been to the bathroom for 3 days. I'm talking about her bowels. So they're two things that we can fix pretty good. So we gave her herbs to get the bowels moving, and we just got her to drink little bits of water. See, a lot of elderly people are put off water because they don't want to have an accident. But if you can explain to them, just have a mouthful at a time.
You are not just drinking water anymore, you are hydrating with a purpose. Here is your clear 3-step plan to transform your muscle health starting today. Step 1. Stop with plain water. This is your first and most important step. Understand that plain water alone is no longer sufficient after 60. It's time to upgrade. Step 2. Start adding electrolytes. Choose your method. Either add a squeeze of lemon and a tiny pinch of mineral salt to your glass, or make it effortless with a scoop of a high-quality, low-sugar electrolyte powder. This single change ensures the water you drink actually hydrates your cells instead of passing right through you. Step 3. Level up your recovery. Consider adding a low-dose creatine supplement, 2 up to 5 grams, to your daily routine. And make a nightly recovery nightcap with electrolytes and creatine, your new secret weapon for muscle repair while you sleep. This isn't about a complicated regimen. It's about working smarter. By making these simple upgrades to what's in your glass, you are directly supporting your strength, your stability, and your independence. You have the power to change how you age. Start with 1 step today. Your journey to stronger muscles and better hydration starts with a single, smarter sip. You have the knowledge and the power to make a profound difference in how you feel every single day. If this information felt like a gift, if it finally explained those aches and stiffness, then please do me a favour. Give this video a thumbs up. It truly helps others in our community find this important advice. And most importantly, if you want to keep taking control of your health, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification. We have so many more videos coming on how to age with strength, energy and vitality. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay informed, stay healthy.